Hi, this is Sergio with RVig Tech Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about a fun topic, something I like and I think everyone likes. We're talking about networking, wireless, connecting your computer, printer, Xbox, gaming thing to that network. Really important topic, especially if you have more than one device, which, let's be honest, who doesn't nowadays, and what you need to do those things. So let's get right into it. I have two things on the desk with me today. I got the laptop, which is normal, but then I also have something called a router. The router is the most important bit for a network. It literally is your network in your house or your small business, or even in a big business. So let's go ahead and open that up and show you what it looks like. Here we go. Now, this is a Linksys brand router. There's lots of different brands out there. Different people will argue what's better and what's worse, of course. This is what we're going to use today. Some things that all routers have in common, though. They're all going to be about close to this size, maybe a little bigger, a little smaller. They're all going to have antennas of some sort. In this case, we have something called external antennas, meaning we can actually see them. Some have the antennas in the inside. As you can guess, the antennas are for wireless, which is the big thing now if you have an iPod Touch or a laptop or an iPad. You need wireless to get those things to work. Now, if we look on the back of it, we have what are called the ports. A lot of them look the same to you, so I'm going to describe the differences between them. You have something called the Internet, and then something called the LAN ports. As you can see, you only have one Internet port, and then you have multiple LAN ports. What I like to do is think of the router as a splitter. We all know how you have surge protectors or power splitters so that you can plug one outlet and get multiple electricity outlets and plug more than one thing into one outlet. Same idea goes here. We turn one Internet port into four. That way we can have four things physically connected to this. And then with the wireless antennas, we can connect lots of different stuff wirelessly. So let's see how that goes. The other thing my router came with, and most do, is something called an Ethernet cable. This Ethernet cable allows me to connect one end of it into the router, and then the other end of it will go into my computer. I'll show you what that port looks like on the computer. Every computer, unless it's like an iPad or a smartphone or something like that, but any computer will have an Ethernet port. It's the same exact end as this, and we can connect our laptop to our router, or our computer to our router. So that's how you connect the laptop or your computer to the router. The other thing you have to do is connect your internet connection to the router. Now, every internet connection is a little different depending who you have it with. If you have RVig internet, it's real simple though. You'll have an Ethernet cable coming into your house from a modem or from a wall somewhere, depending where it was hooked up, and it'll be exactly like this one, just longer, and you'll plug the other end of it into the internet port. If you've gotten a router from RVig, then great, your router's already going to be pre-set up. You'll have a wireless password. It's all going to be working. You just plug it and play, and you're good to go. If you don't buy a router from RVig or get it from a store, then you'll have to set it up with the CD that comes with it. Every router's a little different, but they have very easy instructions and they're not too difficult to follow. If you need help though, you'll have to contact the manufacturer. Every router, like I said, is a little bit unique. It's kind of like, how there's Windows PCs and Macintosh PCs. There's Linksys, D-Link, Netgear. They each have their quirks and kind of, differences between them. Now, we have our router physically connected. What are some other things we can do with it? Well, if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, you want to play games online, good luck, because these have the same Ethernet ports on the back of those. You connect the cable, that Ethernet cable, from one end to the other. Now, the other type of device is going to be a wireless device. Let's say you got one of those nifty new iPads. I'd love to have one. That doesn't have an Ethernet port on it, so you'll have to use wireless. Wireless technologies have come a long way now, since even 5 years ago, and it's very simple to do. Your router will have a password on it. When you go on your iPad or your laptop or your phone or whatever else and connect it and want to use the wireless, it'll ask you what that password is. It's important that you only know what that password is and you don't give it to people like your neighbors or strangers or anyone else for obvious reasons, because then they can steal your internet. Most routers, for information, have about 300-foot range, so if you give it to your neighbor, then they can use your internet and you'll never know when. But once you put that password into your iPad, you're done. It'll automatically connect every single time in the future, and you'll be good to go. So hopefully you learned something about wireless today, and routers and networks and everything in general. They're a lot of fun. I think everyone should have one, so go get one. So if you want to buy or lease a router or have questions, go to arvig.com or call us at 888-99-ARVIG or stop at one of our Arvig locations.